So hey guys, what's up? Sure talking, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be about Final Island. We'll be checking here, clicking on the quest here. This is the special section for Final Island. This event I talked about in my past video about the anniversary update, but I'll be explaining a little better how you can get higher scores. I know that it's a little too late, yeah, because I was working some other stuff, so sorry for that, but at least it will probably help people that's still struggling to get high points in the future. So this event here is, well, very interesting because you have to use many different setups in order to get more points. The enemies will be weak against different stuff. We can click here to see. Let's click on enter. There are 3 different quests and they have 2 different stages. The changes are that stage 1 has lower HP, stage number 2 has higher HP, the enemies are stronger, then we will have stage number 3 in the future, and that is when things get a little too hard. For now, stage number 2 is manageable, I know, but not everyone will be able to get the highest score, but you don't need that. Just aim for the highest one that you can. You can click here on total score rewards. As you can see, the good rewards stops on 230,000, and that's not so much. I think a lot of things can be done to reach this point, and I got the max cap. I got max on all different stages, so I'll explain and then how I did it. Let's go here and click back. As you can see, we can make 3 different setups for every one of these quests. We can click on set party. The game allows us to have 10 different squads. Yes, I am using my group too. So the first stage has this one setup. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is here. Second and third. Okay, so what we need to know, we need to understand the enemies. We can click here on info and you will see the enemies here. They are the same, like I said, on stage 1 and stage 2. You just have to check their weaknesses, but forget about the weaknesses from story or events because they changed everything here. The Octopus was only weak against cold, pierce, and lightning, I think, in story mode, but here he's weak against sun and pierce, so you have to check all of them every new week. And don't forget about any type of status elements. Instant kill does not work here. You need to bring high damage AoE most of the time. Sometimes you still have to use single target. It depends on the week. This event is bi-weekly. We have Robin Cup and then Final Island. They keep interchanging between them. So, well, the first one has this setup, 3 enemies on first round, 3 enemies on round 2, and only 1 boss on round 3. We should make our decisions based on this. It's the hardest one in my opinion, the first quest, because we have to bring characters that can start with AoE and finish with single target, or just save the single target damage for the last round. Also, if you want to know the trick, just look here on the top. It says Pierce and Sun well. So you have to bring characters that can do Pierce and Sun damage. And here, Pierce, Heat, Cold well. Yeah, another hint of the characters that you have to bring. And the last one, Shadow, Pierce, and Heat well. Okay, so we have to click here on edit. When building your setups, just go on the group that you want to build. You have to click here on the characters. Filter by, the damage that you need. On this case, is both Pierce and Sun. Click here and choose your characters. You have to, like I said, start with AoE and then single target. In my case, I had many single target and AoE characters, so it was easy for me to decide. And let's click here back. I'll explain my strategy. It's Deadly Pierce Formation. I have my Mac in the front, so Mac is here for Legendary Treasure. You can also be used in other setups with Leopard 2. But one good thing is that if you have one fast attacker in any of your formations for different classes, you can kinda understand which character will act after the first fast attack. That's how you build here. So they don't use weak attacks on turn 1, they can save VP, and that's why fast attack is so important on the first turn. What I have here is Teresi from Max Banner as well. She has a very strong AoE with Barrage Shot and also a very strong single target. There's 2 uses of her. And also this Sidewinder attack is here for, well, you'll see later. Then I have Bright Media. It can be the other media as well, just that Sweet Trap is Pierce. I think it's better. You don't need to have the newest version. And then here in the back I have Alkaiser. Alkaiser is here because of sun damage. He has Real Phoenix. I also inherited Raksha, but I will explain why I inherited this. It's from his limited style. I think it's again available in the game by the anniversary coins. So we have the setup here. This character in the back is not useful. I got a character that has very low agility so that she does not attack at all. Windy has very low agility. So let's go on and check this setup here. Okay, just click here on stage number 2. Stage number 2 is harder, so if it works on stage number 2, it will also work on stage number 1. Let's go. Okay, so one important thing, you don't need to run this on auto. Just run on manual, choose these skills, is way better than just running on auto and something can go wrong. So let's start with the Legendary Treasure with Mac, and then everyone else can just attack with normal attacks because they will not attack at all. Legendary Treasure kills all enemies. They have around 20,000 HP, I think, so it's even overkill. On the second wave, I will be using Therese because she's fast enough. Award Claudia is almost as fast as Therese. If you don't have Therese, you can use her as well. And let's just do this. She has Barrage Shot, let's use it's very strong. Other cards can just normally attack. Like I said, I got this Raksha attack because Alkaiser may be fast enough. And this you get from his limited S style that's now on the shop. It inflicts unconsciousness on the enemy, but it has delay. The most important thing, by having delay, he will not attack before Therese. That's a good thing. So I will just use this. Controlling the turn order is super important here. And then on the last wave, we have like 4 different attacks to use and kill the boss. The boss is very strong, a lot of HP. So we have 4 characters. So 1 full turn to kill it. Mac has only the Ringer, there's nothing else to use. For Therese case, we can kinda use Sidewinder, or even the first one. Nothing changes too much. But Emilia will be using Sweet Trap, and Alkaiser will be using Real Phoenix. That's sun damage, should do very good damage. And Windy will not even attack. Let's see how it goes. That's good enough. Well, we didn't even need to attack with Mac. So, if you count, we did 5 actions on this run. So now there's this screen here with the battle score. We got 18,000 from the stage because we run stage number 2. We don't need to run stage number 1, just the last stage. We didn't receive any damage. We didn't get KO'd, and also we run with only 5 actions. We got the highest score possible. Like I said, you don't need the highest score possible because you can get everything with 230,000. So, the most important thing is the action bonuses, because most people will still be able to attack without being defeated or, well, getting hit. But the worst thing here is the number of actions. To get the max points, 40,000, you need to attack up to 6 times, up to 6 actions. And that can be a little hard. That's why you use characters that can fast attack on turn 1, so you can kind of decide and know what will happen after that. If your characters attack with low BP skills on turn 1, they may not kill the first wave, they may have problems killing the second, attacking way too many times and reducing the bonus. Now let's talk about the second quest. We have Pierce Cold and Heat Well. The first wave has many enemies. Usually when there's many enemies, they have lower HP, so you don't really need to use a fast attacker this time. The second round has enemies with a lot of HP, and the last one has enemies with average HP, I may say. So that's why I don't use Barthélemy here. Although you could use, or Joe, it's up to you. Let's click on Edit so you can understand the strategy. It's also something very interesting to understand how you can bring some characters that won't act at all, even if their agility is high or not. That's the case with Mirza. Mirza has an attack called Steel Blade Light that has a delay. So, because of delay, he will always attack last, but the enemies will be dead. That means that Mirza won't ever interfere with my attacks. Let's click on Change Formation so we can understand. The formation is Deadly Pierce. I have Global Exclusive Monica here. She has Stingray and Firecracker maxed. I don't want her to use Dazzling Ballet, so I increase the VP. Firecracker comes from her award style. You don't really need Firecracker, to be honest. She can just go with Stingray. And then I have Award Claudia here in the other position. She has Starry Rain and Rapid Volley. I don't want her to use Sidewinder. And in the front line we have Galahad. Galahad will just attack with his full AoE attack called Winter Storm. Don't need to increase it to 16. I think I did that only to prove that it can also be done on auto. And yeah, you just leave Mirza as he is with his skill on 10. There are other characters with delay, also like Nora, the first version of Albert, also Beer, the new style that you can farm, so just leave a character like this so that it does not interfere. Okay, like I said, if you see many enemies, it means that they are not so strong. They can just be killed with weak attacks without having to worry about your strongest attacks. Stereo Rain is still very powerful, so she would just finish it by herself. But even Stingray from Monica can do the trick. I think that now Monica can go with Firecracker. Sometimes Claudia attacks, but that's not much of a problem. Yeah, we still have only 3 actions up to this point. On the last wave, Galahad will attack because he's coded for this. His Winter Storm will fire up right now. And then Claudia will finish, because Monica used her Firecracker attack. And that is enough. As you can see, we have 18,000 battle score, max, 6 actions, good enough. And now for quest number 3. As you can see, those first ones are only weak against shadow damage. Then the second wave is also weak only against shadow. The last one has more weaknesses. They go for pierce and heat as well. So if you don't have these mages, you can also bring some others like Miriam and also Polka. They are very strong against the boss itself. But we can try to focus on dealing fast attack here as well. That's why I got Barthélemy, saved him for this position. And after that, we can kill the second wave with Rock Bouquet, the latest one, Squid version, or with Rouge. Rouge has an upgrade to his skill called Vermilion Sands that gets it to be level. It's very strong. He already is strong by himself, so he can also kill the second wave by himself. I am using a formation for mages because the enemies are mostly weak against dark attacks. You can see that is Animal String. You only need 3 of these characters, actually. You don't need 5. But then if you don't have one, you can replace with the another. Rouge attacks with Vermilion Sands, and then, well, only Dark Sizzle. Then there's Rock Bouquet. There is also Barthélemy. Barthélemy opens with Abaddon Hands. He's very important here. I think one of the best things to use here. Then there's Judy. She can just use Psycho Noise for more actions, or just kill the boss with Dark Flare. She's also very good for this. And the last one is Princess Ray. She's better as a boss killer than as a AoE attacker. Okay, the battle started. Let's remove Full Power Auto. And actually, let's just go with Full Power Auto because it still works. Barthélemy goes first because of Abaddon Hands. He managed to kill all of them. Also, he's on the middle, getting more intelligence. The second wave, we can either kill with Vermilion Sands or with Squid Rock Bouquet. She didn't go now. It's even better because she can do even more damage against the boss itself. Oh, nice that we got Dark Flare. The boss is almost dying already. Yeah. Sometimes the characters can attack before others, and that may change the result. But if it doesn't work as you want, you can just retreat and try again. Yeah, again, next battle score. This event will stay off for 1 week. We will have Robin Cup, and then it will return. Then I'll make a video as soon as it got released again. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to support the channel, you can use the links on the description. We'll see each other on the next one. Bye.